Hello, beautiful souls. I hope you are all doing so well on this beautiful Friday, which is Venus Day. So as I woke up this morning, I felt the strong pull to come on here to talk about the current planetary energies that we are moving through as a collective. Now, there's a lot going on, so I will do my best to cover everything in a way that makes sense and that is easily digestible because there's a lot going on. We just closed out the eclipse portal a couple weeks ago and we're still feeling that energy. We're still moving through that energy. Then Mercury went retrograde, and now we have the beautiful conjunction happening between Jupiter and Uranus. And it's mainly Jupiter and Uranus that kind of pushed me to come on here this morning. And I found it quite interesting how they wanted to approach what is going on between them. They wanted me to pull cards for the Zodiac from this deck, which is the Moonology deck, I think. So interestingly enough, as I connected with both Jupiter and Uranus, they really showed me that they want to connect with another celestial body and or another zodiac sign at this point in time and really shed light on that connection and how things are going to be shifting and transpiring per zodiac sign. So I'm going to be drawing a card for each of the zodiac signs to see what secondary energy wants to work in conjunction with Jupiter and Uranus at this time. But before I do so, I did also want to mention that there are ascension symptoms circulating through the collective at this time. As I looked at the current astrological chart for the collective, the majority of the planets are in the higher houses. So to me, as I looked at this, it really indicated that there's mass ascension symptoms going through the collective at this time in regards to the higher chakras in particular. So when I speak about the higher chakras, I'm alluding to the heart chakra and upwards, and also seeing that there's still a very strong stellium in Aries right now. You can anticipate having headaches, migraines, dizziness, vertigo, and kind of feeling off mentally as well. And as always, if you are scared of how you're currently feeling, please go see a physician. I am not a doctor. I'm a channeler and astrologist. I tap into energies. That's my background. So if you're concerned for your health, please go seek out the appropriate professional for that. So when it comes to the ascension symptoms, as I said, a lot of them are going to be focusing on the higher chakras. And it's also interesting because as I connected with Jupiter and Uranus, who are both in Taurus, Taurus is an earth sign that's ruled by Venus, and Venus is traditionally seen as ruling the heart chakra. So in addition to the head related ascension symptoms we might be experiencing at this time, we might also be experiencing heart palpitations. We might feel hot and cold in this area. We could potentially experience having a rash kind of break out over our chest as well. Mainly in regards to the higher heart chakra is what I was sensing and seeing. So we have the heart chakra that's located in the middle of our chest. And then we have the higher heart chakra that's located a couple inches above the heart chakra. So a lot of energies moving through the collective, as I mentioned, in regards to the higher chakras in particular, and that's because the majority of the celestial bodies are focused in the higher houses of the astrological wheel at this time. So there's that going on, but then there's also a sentiment of potential lethargy, depression, and kind of just feeling off. And as I tapped into this, Neptune kept coming up into my brain, and there's currently a connection between Neptune and Pluto going on. And as I connected with these energies, the sensation I kind of got is that Neptune, which represents spirituality, faith, idealism, is kind of being dragged down by Pluto right now. And that can explain why we might be feeling off, we might be feeling slightly depressed. And the main reason for this is because Pluto is dragging down our faith and sense of spirituality in order to transform it. And even though as a collective, sometimes we can feel a little antsy about having thoughts that are more on the negative side, this is part of our path towards ascension. And we need to not judge ourselves for having these thoughts, but tap into being the observer and mainly witness what these thoughts are here to teach us about ourselves. And it's also an opportunity to display a lot of compassion for ourselves as well. We can really get caught up in our heads, especially for people that practice toxic positivity, wondering why their thoughts might be darker today or over the next couple days. And it's an understanding that we're being dragged deliberately into the underworld by Pluto to revamp our spirituality, because Pluto doesn't do anything by accident. Everything is calculated, everything is orchestrated. So there's a reason why we're kind of sensing Neptunian energy being dragged down by Pluto, and it's for it to go through a death and rebirth. So if you're feeling off, chances are you might be going through a death and rebirth at this point in time, and it's best to just go with the flow. Both Neptune and Pluto are water-based planets, and what does water do? It flows. It doesn't force, it just eases into it. So that is the strongest recommendation that's coming through in regards to those sentiments, and if that's how you've been feeling. And afterwards, we're really going to be able to tap in to the energy being brought forward by Uranus and Jupiter. So Jupiter is the planet of luck, abundance, expansion, and then we have Uranus also being added to the mix. And Uranus is the revolutionary, is the rebel, is the innovator. Uranus is an energy that you can't really put in a bottle or a box. It does what it wants. And when it's tag teamed with Jupiter, all those traits are amplified, are expanded. So there could be a bit of a push and pull going on, especially over the weekend, because that's when we're going to be feeling the conjunction the most. And as I tapped into this push and pull between Uranus and Jupiter and Neptune and Pluto, the imagery I got was the push and pull between divine masculine and divine feminine. So if you're in union or separation, there could be a bit of tug and pull going on. You might be feeling this tug and pull within your own self, because we are a blend of both masculine and feminine energy. And you might kind of just be feeling off in the sense that you're feeling two opposite kind of sensations or emotions. And know that this is okay. This is normal. This is part of the planetary energies that we're feeling and expressing as a collective. And to just observe these energies and to let them go is the main message that keeps wanting to come through, because you are going to return to a state of feeling like yourself again. But these energies, what's coming through right now, are helping us purge old ways of being, old ways of thinking, and old habits. So if ever there's a habit that you've been wanting to break, really dive into that habit over the weekend, pay attention to it, and ask Jupiter and Uranus support to really dive into it, see the root of what that habit is, and then get Pluto and Neptune to help you yank out that root. Because you'd be surprised with the current energies that we have, how easy it is to break habits over this weekend. So with that being said, I wanted to draw cards for the zodiac signs. So we are going to start with Aries and kind of see what additional message this conjunction has for this initial fire sign. So let's get right into it. So message for Aries. Interesting. Okay, so Aries, I was going to say Neptune, so Neptune is definitely in on this message too, but the main message this conjunction wants to convey to Aries is confidence is your key to success. New moon in Leo. So for Aries, partnering with Leos over the next coming weeks or months is going to be beneficial for you. And also tapping into Leo energy. So wherever Leo sits in your birth chart, that energy is really going to unlock new levels of success and abundance is what I'm hearing for you. But there's a big need for you to just really step in to confidence over the next few weeks and few months, especially. And it's interestingly enough because it's the new moon in Leo, so we see kind of this dark edge. So for my fellow Aries, you might have been feeling kind of like in the dark or feeling kind of broody and moody, but then we have this bright energy of Leo coming through. So this really symbolizes a shift. So either this conjunction over the weekend is going to cause a significant shift for you, or you're basically going to really shift from this darker energy into this lighter energy over the summer, especially during Leo season. So that's really the message that Uranus and Jupiter want to convey for you, Aries, is that you need a confidence boost. Either this is inner work you can start doing for yourself, or it's naturally going to happen during Leo season. So there's no need to get in your head about this because it's naturally going to happen. All right, that was really interesting. All right, so that was the message for Aries. We're now going to move into Taurus and see what this conjunction has to say. Oh, interesting. Okay. So the message for Taurus is you are good enough. Full moon in Virgo. And I find it interesting that the message for Taurus comes from another earth sign. And as I mentioned, both Uranus and Jupiter are in Taurus. And if I'm not mistaken, the sun just shifted into Taurus as well. So the energies that are currently in Aries are getting ready to shift over, and they're going to be starting to make their way into Taurus. So Taurus, you're going to be under the magnifying lens, if you will. And what I'm sensing, this is so interesting, but I can't say I'm surprised. Promotions, salary increases are going to be coming forward for my Tauruses. And it's a matter of knowing that you are good enough and worth receiving it. For some of you, you might feel that the promotion or the salary increase is a fluke, that you weren't meant to receive it. And the conjunction is coming through to say that, yes, you've earned this promotion. You've earned this salary increase, and you need to start embodying being good enough because you are. And as soon as you step into this frequency, I'm hearing that not only are you going to get a promotion or salary increase, but this is going to open new doors for you. Doors that you thought were previously closed are just magically going to happen. Let's say there was a specific job you wanted and they hired somebody else. Something's going to happen in regards to that contract or that position, and it's going to become available for you. But you need to know that you are good enough and worthy, which is really interesting. Okay, so that was the message for Taurus. We're going to move into Gemini and see what the conjunction has to say. Interesting. Okay, so for Gemini, we have what do you need to release? Wanting moon. And I find it interesting because we don't have a zodiac sign or planet. We simply have the moon here. So for Gemini, focusing on your moon placement if you know it. If not, there are free resources online where you can just do a free birth chart calculation, figure out where your moon is and what zodiac sign it is, because that's remaining veiled at the moment. But whatever you're going through, Gemini ties in to your moon sign and moon placement. And it's going to be completely different for each and every one of you. So it says, what do you need to release? So this is really going to tie in to your moon sign and placement. So let's say you have your moon in Taurus in the 10th house, for example. So Taurus has to do with stability, security, foundation. So if your moon is in Taurus, there's a natural need for security, for comfort. And if it's in the 10th house, this means that those traits are going to be felt and expressed when it comes to your higher path, your vocation, your social status. So really kind of reflect on the traits of your moon in the area in which those traits are going to be expressed. And as I said, it's going to be different for each and every one of you, but there's definitely something that the conjunction is inviting you to release at this time, Gemini. And also the waning moon is the final stage of the moon before the new moon. And it is a time where we just let go, but it's also a time where the sky is becoming dark because we're about to enter into a new lunar phase. So for some Geminis, this could have to do with shadow work. It could have to do with toxic habits or thought patterns that are being gently illuminated by this crescent moon, inviting you to release them. So that was very interesting for Gemini. We're now going to move into Cancer. So this is going to be the message for Cancer. Oh, that one flipped out. Interesting. Okay, so adjustments are required, third quarter moon. And again, we have a lot of these dark colors coming out for my Cancers at this time. And the moon is basically split in half. So to me, this indicates that you're only seeing half of the picture. Whatever you're moving through, Cancer, you're not seeing everything just yet. Reason why adjustments are going to be required of you over the next few weeks and few months right into your season. Cancer season is usually end of June and into July. So adjustments are going to be required until then. And this could have to do with the area that Cancer rules. So it could be family. It could be relationships. And that's pretty much all I'm getting. But just try and ease your anxiety. I'm sensing that some of my Cancers might be experiencing or expressing high levels of anxiety at this time. And Spirit is coming through to tell you to do things that alleviate the anxiety. If it's spending time in nature, do that more often. If it's breath work, if it's meditation, do the practices that help diminish your anxiety and get a handle on it. Because as I said, this moon, half of it is hidden. So you're not seeing the full picture. And this is deliberate. This is to invite you to practice more trust moving forward in regards to whatever this situation is where you need to make adjustments. Because I'm hearing, and this is like a specific message for a few of you, you've asked how you can deepen your trust, and Spirit, the cosmos are knocking at your door and being like, this is how. Move forward in complete trust, even if you don't have the full picture, and be ready to pivot and make adjustments. That's how you're going to strengthen your trust muscle. Which is a very interesting message. All right, that's all I'm getting for Cancer. So we're going to move in to Leo. So see what kind of message the conjunction has for Leo at this time. That one also came out right away. North Node. Step out of your comfort zone. Which is a big message for Leo. And it's interesting because Leo energy was the first to come out. So I'm definitely sensing that even though this conjunction is happening in Taurus, there's going to be big amplifications happening for Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or Leo stelliums as well. So wherever Leo is sitting in your birth chart, there's going to be a big revamp of energy. And it's interesting because the image I'm getting is a cliff and part of it collapsing and falling away. So there's going to be kind of a big, it's really hard to put into words, a big, not breakthrough, because it's even bigger than that, that's going to be happening for Leo energy. because there's going to be a huge kind of, I don't even want to say North Node activation, because it's beyond that. It's really stepping into your North Node is what's going to be happening for a lot of my Leos. And it's going to happen effortlessly because the timing is right for it. You're not going to have to force it. You're not going to second guess. And I think part of the reason why I was getting that visual of that cliff just falling, detaching itself. Cliffs just fall away. They don't stress about falling away and detaching themselves from like the mother cliff. They're like, it's time. We just break and fall away. And it's the same energy I'm feeling for Leo at this time. And it's interesting because I'm getting called to bring back the initial card I drew for Aries. So again, this stepping out of the comfort zone for Leo might happen more so during Leo season, where your energy is going to kind of be the most amplified. But it could happen sooner. And again, similar to, I think it was Aries actually, this is going to happen effortlessly and naturally. There's nothing you need to do to force it. There's no need to stay up late at night hyper focusing on this or setting intentions or manifestations. It's because you've done the inner work that your North Node is just going to become you, a new it. And this is fully stepping into your destiny, your purpose, your calling. And again, doing so effortlessly, because there's a lot of just trends that kind of push purpose and things like that onto people, which I'm not a fan of, because purpose is not something that you just are told what it is. It's something you discover for yourself, and you discover it through knowing who you are. And you get to knowing who you are through doing the inner work. So if you're skipping over the inner work, purpose is going to be very hard to grasp and step into. But this is for my Leos that have been diligent in doing the inner work, transforming themselves. You are going to become your North Node, is what this conjunction is saying, which is very interesting. All right, that was a very heavy message. Like, I'm feeling the heat and on fire right now. Okay, we're going to move on to Virgo. So this is going to be the message for Virgo, sun, moon, or rising, or stelliums, anything like that. And see what the conjunction has to say. All right, 2 cards want to come out, and I'm just going to go with it. All right, oh, I love this. So the first message for Virgo is luck is on your side, new moon in Sagittarius. And right away, based on this imagery, what I'm getting is taking a shot in the dark. Something that you might not be entirely sure is going to pan out or play out the way you want it to. Take that shot anyways, because it's going to surprise you. And it's interesting because we have this arrow pointed into this darkness here. So it's literally a shot in the dark. And the darkness represents void. It's the field of possibility, infinite possibility. So it's knowing that if you display the necessary courage and bravery to take that shot, the universe is going to reward you. This shot is going to hit gold, but you don't know what that gold is just yet. That's going to stay hidden till you take this shot. And then the gold's going to be illuminated, right? Because we have Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius is fire. So you can imagine yourself shooting an arrow on fire into this darkness, and then it's going to illuminate exactly what is meant for you. But you need to take that step and launch that arrow and know that it's going to hit exactly what it needs to. And that luck is on your side. So even if you shoot for something, there's no way you're just going to shoot and not hit anything. So dare to take that shot. And then we have your commitment is being tested, first quarter moon, which is interesting because this is a similar card to the card that came out for Cancer. So there could be Cancer energy around you. There could be a person with Cancer placements that are making you feel challenged or tested at the moment. But interestingly enough, as I look at this card versus the card that came out for Cancer, I'm getting Neptune energy from this card. So it could be your dream time, it could be ancestral, it could have to do with a female ancestor that's trying to come through. And there's just like something deeply spiritual about this card. It could be your spirituality or your faith that's being tested. It could also be your commitment to your vision and you taking this shot. You could have people talking in your ear. You could have people talking behind your back. And that energy might kind of sway your arrow. And the conjunction, so both Jupiter and Uranus are coming through to say, maintain your boundaries. If you need to tell someone off, tell them off. Do not let anybody who does not support you into your energy field at this time, just because this card is on the table right now. So you need to really protect your energy. And also for some of you, don't even tell people you're taking the shot. Right? Because that's the thing, like people, everybody's on their own paths. And sometimes people don't always want the best for us. And that's not out of malice, but it's out of their own pain that people can't always support us in being successful. So you're being encouraged to take this shot literally in the dark without others knowing about it, just because this energy surrounds you at this point in time. And I'm getting you might have been feeling this energy during Pisces season as well, and that this energy is going to clear out, but it's about really anchoring and mastering boundary setting. It's not because it's a family member asking what you're doing in your business or whatever that you tell them. Keep it close to the chest right now till this shot is solidified and you've reached your goal. Then you can share if you want to, but till then, Spirit is saying keep things locked up. And don't overshare unless it's someone you really trust. Because there's weird energies moving around you right now. And not all of them are supportive. Alright, so that was interesting for Virgo. We're now, here's Libra coming out already. Which is really interesting. So Libra, surrender to the divine full moon. So this is really interesting because a couple of the zodiac signs have had other zodiac signs come through to support, whereas the last couple, for the most part, haven't really had zodiac signs coming through. So this means to me that it's just going to be left blank and kind of like a surprise, which I mean is very like Jupiter to like to just surprise us with random things. And then you have Uranus energy that's just like, yes, I also enjoy that. So Libra, surrender to the divine. So whatever this has to do with, you need to put it in the divine's hands and stop thinking about it, stop over analyzing it, and stop just meddling with it. Like I'm really getting the sense that there's something that's keeping certain of my Libras up late at night, and the divine is like, stop it. Surrender and let it go. Put it in my hands. If you want, what might be supportive is getting a bowl. It could be a crystal bowl. It could be a bowl that you bless, and just really visualize yourself putting whatever it is that's been worrying you into this bowl. You can either do that physically by writing down what it is that's stressing you out or keeping you up late at night. But the divine is coming through to be like, quit it. Whatever you're overthinking or overanalyzing it, let it go. It already has its course on how it's going to play out. And you constantly overthinking and over processing and over analyzing and trying to fix stuff is just making things worse. And interestingly enough, the imagery I'm getting right now is kind of like a ball of yarn that's like, or string that's all knotted, and you keep trying to just unknot it, but as you're trying to unknot it, you keep making the knots worse. And the divine's like, just put this ball of like fucked up string to the side for now. Let it be. And then eventually you're just going to get that clarity and know exactly how to untie those knots effortlessly. So instead of spending hours, maybe even days, trying to undo these knots and making things worse, put it aside for now, and then you'll get the clarity you need to magically untie the knots, and it will be all untied. And I don't know what the English word is, but like, hold on. I have the imagery. I just don't have the English word right now. Basically, kind of like having your string not be knotted anymore. And it's going to, Mercury retrograde, right? Not being able to find my words. Anyways, so basically, if I can put it bluntly, your string is no longer going to be fucked up if you just put it to the side for a moment and trust that the divine has your back. And just look at the luminosity of this card. The divine fucking loves you and is not going to let you struggle with fucked up string forever, but you need to trust and stop meddling with things. Let it go. Go do something that you enjoy, that is fun, and that is pleasant. Take care of yourself and trust that the divine is working out these knots on your behalf. So whatever it is, put it to the side. It will get resolved. And I'm hearing it's going to be resolved over the next week. For the most part, whatever this is. So just trust and surrender, and you'll be fine, Libra. All right. So next up is, I'm just going to shift these cards down a wee bit. Next up is Scorpio. So message from the conjunction for Scorpio. Let's see. A time to give rather than take. New moon in Virgo. All right, so right away for Scorpio, I'm seeing Virgo season being significant. I'm not entirely sure why, because it's definitely this kind of darker energy that's looming around Scorpio at this point in time. And the messages or the shift that's meant to occur during Virgo season for my Scorpios is going to be different for each and every one of you. So it is remaining hidden and veiled at this time, but know that there is going to be a significant breakthrough coming through. And with this card being green, I did initially think money, but no, because Scorpio can be so overly focused on money sometimes, and it's at the detriment of their relationship. So the main message that wants to come through with this green color is heart energy. So refocusing on your relationships, what love means to you. And it's interesting because as I'm talking, there's even more light coming from outside at this moment, kind of like illuminating this card even more. And I think one of the main messages that wants to come through is also to reflect on a time to give rather than take, and to really reflect on, what does giving mean? What are your motives for giving? Are you giving in order to manipulate or get something in return? Is there a secret agenda that you're operating from and hoping that people don't notice? Are you giving so that you can take on the down low? And that energy is being illuminated by Virgo at this point in time. And it's asking you to be critical and to analyze your behavior. Are you acting from a place of integrity and accountability and giving because you generously desire to? Or are you giving because you're trying to manipulate the outcome? You're trying to get something in return. So whatever this is for my Scorpios, as I said, it's going to be different for each and every one of you. There's a need to reflect on these energies, the dark energy and then the light energy that wants to come through. And it's knowing that even though Scorpios tend to get a bad rap, there is light within Scorpio energy. If you think about the phoenix, which is a symbol of Scorpio, the phoenix burns itself into ashes and then emerges. And the phoenix is seen as a bird of fire. And fire is what? It's light. So there is light within Scorpio, but it's about finding what that means to you. and owning the fact that it actually is there as well. You're not just pure darkness, Scorpio. There is light about you. And what I'm actually seeing right now is new kind of seedlings germinating out of the darkness. So new life, a new cycle, maybe a new project takes off, and maybe a new project that's very close to your heart. And it's interesting, I'm being drawn to the lights that I have behind me that are also green. So green is going to be very important for Scorpio, mainly during Virgo season is what I'm getting with this card. But you might be feeling an inkling about what that is over the weekend because of this conjunction. And it's interesting because Jupiter and Uranus are in Taurus, which is the astrological axis opposite to Scorpio. So for some of you, this could have to do with Taurus energy as well. I'm really kind of examining, okay, where does Taurus sit in your birth chart? What are your relationships like with Taurus people? And really reflect on that. That was interesting. All right, next is Sagittarius. Oh, that came out right away. Sagittarius, believe in the impossible, blue moon. And we're not getting a zodiac sign for this one either. So to me, this is just serendipitous. It can be anything. It's just left open to the cosmos. And I'm basically hearing from Jupiter saying, let me do my thing. So Sagittarius, you're kind of being told by your ruler to just let them run their course and what it is they want to do. Don't try to cage them or figure them out. They have their own kind of journey that they're taking that's going to help you in the long run, but they're not wanting you to really be involved in what that is right now, which I find very interesting. Uranus, on the other hand, is, and I'm really seeing this conversation play out between both of them right now. Uranus is like, just tell them. And Jupiter is like, no, I'd rather surprise and bless them. So, Sagittarius, big blessings coming through. I don't know what they are because the cosmos are keeping that veiled at this point in time. But you're being reminded to believe in the impossible. And there's the expression, only once in a blue moon, because blue moons are rare. So whatever this blessing is, it's rare. It's going to be a door that magically opens. I can't even describe what it's going to be because it could be anything. It's going to be exactly what you need, though, and what you've been aspiring to have, to accomplish, to do. And I'm basically being told by Jupiter to shut up at this point in time and to just allow. So that is the message for Sagittarius, which was very interesting. Okay. Next is Capricorn. So we're going to see what kind of message the conjunction has for Capricorn. Okay. Interestingly enough, expect powerful change, new moon eclipse. And as I went to put the cards together, this one flipped over. So we have be bold and make the first move. Cardinal moon. Okay, so big energy is coming through for Capricorn energy. Sun, moon, or rising, or stelliums. I just look at this card. I find it absolutely beautiful. It is one of my favorites. So big change on the horizon for Capricorn. I'm not necessarily seeing it kickstarting over the weekend, though it can. But I'm definitely feeling this more on a subconscious level. So there's like a grumbling going on subconsciously. So you're not even sensing this change that's about to take place yet. It's going to take you by surprise is what I'm getting. And then we also have be bold and make the, hold on, fix that. I can go. I just got a phone call also. So it might be through a phone call that this change happens. And the other card we have is be bold and make the first move. So cardinal, I was going to say, is Capricorn. Capricorn is a cardinal sign. And Cardinal signs initiate, they start, they begin something. So with this card coming through, and the visual I'm getting is very interesting. And I'm going to try and put it into words, because I'm seeing kind of like a mix of both these cards coming together. Because the card says expect powerful change, and then the other one says be bold and make the first move. So what I'm sensing is that for a lot of my Capricorns, it's going to be a matter of you being bold and making the first move. And through being bold and making the first move, you're going to initiate this powerful change. For some of you, it could have to do with job or career. So taking the lead, going to talk to your boss, your manager, asking for a raise, asking for a salary increase or promotion or things like that, or switching positions within the company. But for others of you, it's just serendipitous. Like, that's the main word that comes to mind when I look at this card, is serendipitous. And that an unforeseen opportunity is going to come your way, Capricorn. And when it does, you're going to have to be bold and really take the lead when it comes your way. And this could be a job offer, but let's say the terms of the job offer aren't exactly what you want. So be ready to negotiate. Be ready to sit down at the table and display your worth, display your value, be confident, be assertive, and yes, be bold with what it is you request. And if things don't pan out, be ready to walk away, is what I'm getting. So if an offer comes your way and it's not exactly what you want, be prepared to walk and know that you are supported as you walk away, and that no, it's not you having lost an opportunity that was meant for you. It was meant as a test to say, okay, are they going to level up and really display their worth and their value? So I'm getting, for some of you that are looking for a job, if you get a phone call and let's say the benefits or the salary or the hours don't work for you, be ready to negotiate. And if you don't get the outcome you desire, be ready to walk, because there's another like hidden mystery kind of door offer that's going to be coming your way, which is interesting. So I'm basically just seeing like an array of doors coming for Capricorn, and you're going to have to just stay in this cardinal energy, and this cardinal energy is going to give you the discernment you need to move through it and to move through the right door. Well, that was very fascinating. All right, next is Aquarius. Ooh, okay, so we have nothing is yet set in stone, mutable moon. And it's interesting because Aquarius is a fixed sign. So we have cardinal, fixed, and mutable. So cardinal signs usually kickstart a season, and fixed signs kind of maintain it. And then we have mutable signs that initiate the shift into the following season. So with the mutable moon coming through, this signals to me that Aquarius is going to have to be a bit more flexibility in regards to whatever this is about. And with the message, nothing is yet set in stone coming through, I don't know why, but Jupiter and Uranus are like laughing right now, and they have a joke going on that they don't want you to know about. And I'm not entirely sure why that's their energy right now and that's how they're acting. But yeah, they're kind of just talking amongst themselves. Not gossiping, but kind of like whispering and snickering a little bit. So take that how it resonates, Aquarius. I might try and get a clarifier, because both Uranus and Neptune are kind of being secretive about this. Let's see. Okay. The next card out for Aquarius is a win-win outcome is forecast. Full moon in Libra. And again, take that how it resonates. They're really not wanting to talk to me about this too much for some reason. all they really want to convey is that a win-win outcome is forecast for you, Aquarius, whatever this has to do with, because besides that, they're not really revealing much to me right now. And as I look at this card, I'm looking at the waves, and everything seems to be kind of chaotic and very turbulent. So things might be feeling chaotic and turbulent around you, Aquarius, right now. And know that that is deliberate and that is on purpose. I'm kind of getting the sense that things need to be shifted and reorganized, and that the planets are going to be doing that on your behalf in order for you to get this. And similar to, I think, with Sagittarius, they don't really want to tell you too much about whatever this is about at this time. So I'm going to honor that and leave it at that. So next up is Pisces. Okay, so Pisces, we have the end of a tough cycle approaches, full moon in Capricorn. Which I find very synchronistic, because I definitely sense that Pisces, or people that have strong Pisces placements, were really going through it during Pisces season. And then we entered into Aries season, but the kind of heaviness of Pisces season might have still been lingering. And even though we were having a fire season, and we might have felt that the heavy energy of Pisces might have been burned out and cleared away, that wasn't necessarily the case. But for some reason, as we enter Taurus season, it being Earth, it's going to kind of give more grounding energy and stability to Pisces. So whatever kind of wish-washy energy or kind of emotional or spiritual challenges you were moving through over the past few weeks or past few months, they're going to be clearing out, because that cycle is done. And with Capricorn being here too, Capricorn is a sign of ambitious, and I'm also hearing success with this specific card. So even though you might have felt like you died during Pisces season, you might even have felt like that during Aries season, you are going to be reborn, and you're going to feel alive again, and you're going to feel better about pursuing your goals, getting your life together, maybe starting your business and things like that. So anything to do with Capricorn energy, you're going to feel better about during Taurus season, because you're getting that additional Earth support coming through. And as I said, right now, Jupiter and Uranus are in Taurus, which is an Earth sign. So any Earth energy you have in your birth chart is going to be amplified over the weekend, and that energy is going to follow you through Taurus season and really give you a boost. So circling back to Jupiter is the planet of luck, abundance, optimism. So those aspects are going to be heightened for you, Pisces. And then we think about Uranus, revolution, innovation, being a bit of a rebel. Those energies are also going to be heightened and solidified for you. So if you've been struggling with having boundaries and speaking up for yourself, you're going to start doing so like a boss over the next coming weeks, because you have Taurus energy supporting you loud and clear. And then you also have Capricorn. Capricorn is the goat, and they don't give a fuck. Okay, they're one of the quick ones to just put you in your place if you're stepping out of line. And if it's been hard for you, Pisces, to do so, it's going to become a lot easier with this energy coming through. And if you're having a hard time connecting with Taurus or Capricorn energy, look to where they are in your specific birth chart and call upon them. You know, everything is just energy, and you can always call upon energy. Ask Capricorn, say, hey, I need help setting boundaries with so-and-so. Please allow me to do so effortlessly without harming me or them. And Capricorn will come through. All right, so I think I covered everyone. Hopefully, my brain has been a little all over the place due to the lack of sleep as well as Mercury retrograde. I'm surprised I was able to communicate quite well today considering things. And yeah, that's pretty much all the messages that wanted to come through from the conjunction Jupiter and Uranus today for the zodiac signs. I hope you open yourself up to receiving their blessings and kind of be okay with their mystery too, because for some reason they want to be veiled at this point in time, and they want to kind of work behind the scenes for a lot of us and bestow blessings, right? Because when I think of Jupiter, I think of, I don't know why this wants to come through, Santa Claus. But if you think about Christmas and receiving gifts, you don't always know what you're receiving, but you're still very excited. You're optimistic, you're happy. And that's the main energy that this conjunction is inviting us to embrace, is just to be optimistic again, to get excited for life, because both Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus are going to work to ground in blessings for us, blessings that we never saw coming because we weren't meant to see just yet. And we need to trust that as we move forward blind, that things are going to work out for our highest timeline and our highest good. So that's all I have for you guys today, and I'm sending you guys so much love.